So you're trying to get to the subconscious, and the thoughts that you have brought up to you that have all these emotional signatures attached of anger, hate, jealousy, greed, especially fear. All of that now is the noise between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Let's not even talk about the unconscious mind. There's three of them, 3 levels deep. So the first thing I teach my students before you even want to access the unconscious or the subconscious mind is to start an inventory of your thought process. What is it that you are so enamored by or so in fear of that you have to constantly play it over and over in your brain? Your job, everything that those who don't want you to accelerate or to grow or to ascend out of the placidity that they put you in, the comfort zone they put you in. What do? They ratchet up the pain. They ratchet up the worry. They ratchet up the fear. Look what's going on to the world today. Just turn on any channel today, and what are you looking at? Death and destruction, war, economic privation, prices going up, children getting killed in the streets. Everything about you, everything that's going on in your life right now is based upon the thought process that you've been conditioned to pay attention to.
Right.
Now, do you want to pay attention to how to get past the conditioning process, which is the manipulation of your perception? Once you understand how perception works, and you understand that perception has a coding, it has a programming, you'll understand that your thought process is the place where the manipulation starts. It manipulates you into the emotions of the recorded thoughts that you have in your head. You have a record of all your experiences. And with all those experiences, there is an emotional signature that is attached. That is the you that is codifying what you felt at the moment of your experience. Now, when you understand how that emotion is digging away at your ability to see beyond the pain, when you can now pull back and look at it the way an intelligence would, now you're seeing what is blocking you from tapping into that subconscious. You see that it's noise. Noise. Because that's all thoughts are. Noise. The way they want to block out the whispers that come from beyond, the whispers for the subconscious. That is your God talking to you. Your God self talks to you in whispers, and you ain't silent enough. You don't shut the F up long enough to listen because you're too busy. You're too busy needing input, because thought is a drug. It has to constantly be paid attention to. If you can't think of something, you start going wild. I need something to feed my attention, because my attention has become addicted to the outside world.
You said thought is a drug. I never heard nobody say that.
Yeah, it becomes a drug. It motivates you, right? It motivates you to act. You can hate somebody and motivate to kill them. You can love somebody and motivate to want to bang them. You can want something so bad, then your thought process drives you. You say, yeah, you go forward. That's what people are doing when they're giving you they're giving you that, get up and get up. Yeah. They're telling you to tap into that drug. So your thought process now feeds you. And just look at it, what happens. What happens to people? And you look at Philadelphia, and you look at what's going on today at the fentanyl. What's happening with fentanyl? Fentanyl is taking the place of the thought processes people don't want to deal with anymore. It's the drug taking place of another drug. If people lose all hope, it's because they don't like the thoughts that are in their own heads. And when you don't like the thoughts that are in your own head, you begin to create the conditions around you that you don't like, that don't like you. When you don't like yourself, when the thoughts are something, you think about your thoughts. People don't like to be by themselves because their thoughts don't nurture them. Their thoughts, they don't do anything to that. They love being with themselves, because when you love being with yourself, when you like being alone, it's because you're creative and you know that in your head, you can do something that you say, that's me. I just did that. There are people who are so bereft of the ability to be happy in their own thoughts that they need the drug. They need another form of the drug, because that drug ain't giving them enough of a high. The thoughts that they have in their head don't give them enough of a high. So they search for something to give them that rush, that feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of accomplishment. But what do? They inebriate themselves. They go to sleep because it's an illusion.
Right.
You see? So I say to people, if you want to tap into the subconscious, you got to do an inventory of your thought process. How important are your thoughts to you? And I'm not saying that you stop thinking process, you don't want to do no more work or nothing like, no. That's a lot of nonsense. I'm talking about being able to put things aside, just like you would say, okay, I'm done with that piece of work, let me go and start something else. When are you going to do it for yourself? When you're going to take that time to pull back? Because I'm not perfect. I have to do that every time. You know, I have to make sure that if I am so involved in something that I don't remember what I am as opposed to who I've become, then there's this disparity, then the frustration, then the depression. Because if what I am is not more important than who I think I need to become while in this terminal flesh, I might as well kill myself. Because that's what people are doing when they take the fentanyl.
Yeah.
What I am is not this. I'm not this. This is the present avatar.
Right.
I'm in my 72nd year in this avatar, going into my 73rd year in this avatar. But this is not me. This is what it is that I have mobilized to do in third density.
Right.
You see? And if you can use that type of mentality, it's easy for you to be by yourself. If you don't feel that your brain needs to start crunching thoughts become an addiction. You need to start doing things to make you feel that you're alive. But you never tried stillness to find out if you're alive. Because it becomes frightening after that. Once you go into a place of quiet where there's no more thoughts and you fall into a void that you've never been in before because of all the noise in your head has kept you from that place. Once you fall in there, it's a frightening experience because there's nothing there. It's like getting into one of those tanks where they take away all of the sensations around you, and you fall into this void, and then there's just you and the infinite. That's frightening because you always need something around you. Okay, it's my desk, or the computer's here. Ooh, I'm talking to Brother Rich. I know I'm alive. Thank you very much. No, try that by yourself. Do that by yourself. That's frightening. It's like you come in by yourself into the world and then you go out by yourself in death. And I've been there. I've been to death. It ain't a big thing.
You've had they call them NDEs now, near death experience. You've had one of those.
Yeah, I had it. I drowned.
Yeah.
In Trinidad. And all I remember was that, I heard my grandfather calling, "Where's that boy?" That's what I remember. Where's that boy? Because I didn't get a licking. I was supposed to be out there on the at the sea at the time, swimming in the ocean.
Yeah.
I didn't like the ocean until my uncle took me hand and threw me into the ocean at Mayaro Bay. And after that, I couldn't come out. It's beautiful. And so after I went down and came back, it was like they get me into a ritual because they were very African where I came from. They put me into a ritual, say I was a special kind of boy. And they gave me a ritual and then told me that I was going to do great things one day. I said, nah. And well, we'll see. We'll see what my history tells me and what the people say that I did, if it was worth any damn thing at all. You know?
Doc, I want to touch real quick. I brought up the name Bill Gates. Little, you know, I'm not surprised, but a little upset. You know, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they use apple cider vinegar. Some people use it. People use it for different purposes. Popular brand Bragg's. It's just been announced that Bill Gates purchased it. Got it. So not only that, but there's other companies, like even simple things like there's certain spaghetti sauces that these big corporations are buying out. It's like these small companies who got like somewhat organic products. The big boys is coming and buying them out. So people like, what the hell is up with Bill Gates? What does he want apple cider vinegar for?
Because it's a therapeutic. It's a therapeutic. And look at who bought out what is it? Burt's Bees. They bought Burt's Bees out. All of the big corporations, the mega corporations, are not doing it for just the money. They're doing it because they understand that these are medicinal products, and when the time comes and they're going to start putting out the Codex Alimentarius, which is going to dictate what it is you can eat and what it is you can grow, what it is that you can't deny from the state. All of that is getting ready to happen. Everything that you see that they've been doing in movies, that they're supposed to tell you what they're going to do to you so that the karma doesn't come back to them, which is why it's necessary for you to have the courage, like you, to tell the truth, to tell the people what time it is. You have to do that because the spirit, if you go in, you notice the people who get taken out are the ones who cut a deal with these bastards. The ones who essentially go in, if you even take on their platform, and if you go with where it is they go and you sign a contract with them or you do things, and then you want to come out and you want to start telling tales, nah. You speak from where you are, where the people are. You don't go into there, you know, it says, my father used to say, you know, you need to get in there and get them from the inside out. And I'm saying that ain't never worked. It ain't never worked because by the time you get in there, you're so damn polluted and you're so damn confused by everybody that's in there. You can't trust anybody. You can't trust nobody anymore. You can't trust Biden for damn sure. You can't trust Trump because let's just say today, everything you see going on is the tail wagging the dog. The tail is wagging the dog. We don't have a government. Our government is overseas. And I'll leave that there for you.
Yeah, man. It's it can seem a little scary when you see what's going on and you see, I mean, and I know there's good to come after all of this, but right now, Doc, when you look at everything that's going on, it's like, wow. What's your thoughts on the election? What do you see happening right now with
I think we're being played. I think we're watching a magnificent production of the Hegelian dialectic. The entire United States of America has been co-opted, period. And any elections that you see happening today are being orchestrated. The puppet master, which we're going to speak about on the 14th. You think it's getting crazy now? Boy, you have no idea what I wish I could speak on right now. But I can tell you that these elections, all the lower all of the lower state elections that you're looking at right now, everything that you see coming from maybe congressmen or assemblymen and so forth going up to mayor, they don't worry about that. Not unless the district has enough of a voting block to cause a little bit of problems. But from the governor all up, don't even think about it. You ain't got no powers for that. All that's orchestrated.
Oh, yeah, my fault, Doc. All right, I'm here. Yeah, my fault, Doc.
All right. It's all right.
Oh man, all right. Doc, let me ask you. I had to go take care of something real quick. Let me ask you, do you ask? I don't know if I asked Lord Strayhorn this or who I asked this. Is the IRS, are these MFers still going to be around 5-10 years from now? The IRS.
Yeah, that's a good question because they're talking about the so-called quantum financial system.
Yeah.
QFS.
Mm-hmm.
I've been knowing about that since I would say 1993, 94, when it used to be the farm claims. It went from the farm claims to NESARA, then from NESARA to GESARA, and from GESARA to the quantum financial system. And the NESARA, GESARA is the new quantum financial system that's supposed to be clicked in. But I believe that too is a red herring that they're playing us off with. And I don't see any indication of that changing anything yet. You see, nothing changes, especially with a dynamic like that, without trauma, without some kind of big explosion. And that's why when I say that that so-called explosion, that big time, the big reveal, all of the northern states have to worry about a big reveal, if you want to look at it that way. Because New York, Chicago, California, they need something huge. If Donald Trump gets in, if anything looks like the people feel that they're going to get control back, there's going to have to be some kind of nuclear event that's going to shift the attention away from what the people now are paying attention to. People are paying too much attention to the fact that their rights are being taken away. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that they're being medically genocided. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that the education system has been taken over by perverts. The people are paying too much attention to the fact that the government is a greedy collections of sons of bitches that have no care about who and what you are. They're all compromised. They're compromised because your boy Epstein was taking pictures of them, messing around with little girls and little boys. And those who didn't want to do it, they were threatened. Their families were threatened. They had guns to their heads. They had families that were there at the time, and they were shown people holding on to their family as hostages while they did this and were on cameras.
You know, Doc, I'm glad I can ask you a question like this because, I can't ask it to some people. Be like, what the hell are you talking about, Brother Rich? You mentioned nuclear. Now, from what I understand, the extraterrestrials told Eisenhower, whoever, don't let off no more nuclear. After the atom bomb, they was like, y'all don't do that no more. Y'all do that no more. We coming to shut shit down. Right. So this is why we haven't seen any nuclear attacks. So talk to me about that. Were they warned not to use nuclear weapons by extraterrestrials?
Supposedly they were warned by people who came from out of one bubble into our bubble and told them what that would do to weaken the nuclear bombs. When what they do is, it's not so much the bomb itself, but the frequency it sets off. And what it does is it causes the integrity of the dome to weaken. That's why when they were shooting all these nukes at the dome, and forgot the name of the operations, but a lot of the brothers and sisters can refresh my memory on that. But they were visited at the time by people who came from other domes and told them, "What are you, a bunch of goddamn fools? Because you're going to start the flood all over again. What you think that thing is that you see going across the sky that you call the Milky Way? That's a suture that was patching up the dome that caused the so-called Great Flood that everybody talked about."
Man, get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. It was the goddess. They say it was the goddess. I forgot the name of the goddess, but we're going to talk about her in my new book. I don't know if you saw. I had a chance to introduce my new some of the pages of my new book in Brother King Simon's. What do you call it? And if you want, maybe in the next one we do, I can show you the pages of my new book called Cosmic Codex. But the Japanese coded in their esoteric information that the name of the goddess that helped to create the suture that you see running across the sky, what her name was, the Kemites called her Nu. That's why you see her with the stars in her body, and that's her. That's the Milky Way. You see, and that's where they were talking about the Earth at that time was actually Geb, which was a male, not a female. The Earth, according to the what do you call it? She was actually giving birth at that time while she was giving birth to a whole new paradigm of humanity at that time. And so what we're looking at as far as nuclear weapons, they even more dangerous weapons around than nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons, the ones that they have today, are more centered in sound frequencies and light frequencies. And these new lasers, they got new lasers, weapons they got something called a rail gun that the Navy has that can take down the entire pyramid. They showed it to you in one of those movies with the robots. What do you call no, I'm talking about the robots. Robots in disguise.
What's your Transformers?
Transformers showed a railgun, and they showed it to you in one of Schwarzenegger's movies called The Eraser. They keep showing you the weapons.
Right.
Remember the railgun? They had the small versions. Yeah, they got more dangerous stuff than they have than nuclear weapons. They don't need the nuclear weapon. They can threaten with the nuclear weapons, but we have sick people already in place. And the thing is, the people I'm talking about in the deep state have already placed nuclear weapons throughout the entire United States. That's why they can control the government, because they can set them off at any time in one of these big cities. They already stopped one that they had in New York City. That time when they faked some type of they told you that they were going to run a kind of a practice run against or breakdown of Ebola or something. I think it happened about 10 years ago, 10 years ago, when the whole of New York City was under this whole siege, and they were actually, going around the bridges. They had locked off and blocked off, and they were pretending it was a kind of a practice run, and it wasn't a practice run. They were looking for a goddamn nuke. The same nuke that they set off the ocean of Japan that caused that tsunami that took over 200,000 lives. That was to bring Japan to heel. And what did you see on the stage? Japan came over to the person, and we're going to talk about who that person was if you want, and actually knelt down to show supplication to the people who set the goddamn nuke off. And they have these small nukes. They have these small type nukes that can actually start tsunamis.
Man, Doc, I'm excited about this webinar. I want to see what you got to say, Doc.
So I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be, well, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to give you the history. You got to have the history before the mystery.
Yeah.
I don't understand who, what, when. That's why I laid it down. Who,
Yeah.
what, when, where, why. The how is when we're going to start dealing. But the who, what, when, and where is going to be history. Some people are bored with history. They don't want to hear history.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're going through the crap that we're going through right now. But some people want to pay attention to who is behind it, what's behind it, why, what's their motivation, what's going down. Why are we now crazy over in the East? Nobody's paying attention to how everything started and who was involved in it. Michael Bradley told you in 2 of his books what time it was.
Let me ask you, we about to wrap it up, Doc. Once again, for those who we got over 3,000 people here, there's a link to Dr. Valentine's webinar pinned at the top of the chat. For those who've coming in late, there's a lot of things this brother cannot say on YouTube, Facebook, a lot of different social media sites. He has been banned. My channel has been suspended from having him on here saying certain things. So the best thing for this brother to do is to have these private webinars where people who are willing to invest in what's really going on in their future could join. So if you are interested, and like I said, if you appreciate this conversation, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. All right.
Let's say this, beloved.
Yeah.
This is, of course, until the 30th of this month. The present price is the discount. Okay. And the 31st is going back to its regular price. So, get into it as soon as possible, as quickly as you can. We're going to try to make it as affordable for everyone as possible. And, but to cover our costs for what it is that we have to pay to, to Zoom and to people to get the kind of numbers in and the whole 9 yards. So, please. And also, we're going to probably be announcing the time for the start of our new metaphysical psychology course, where we do speak about what I was talking about earlier, about the manipulation of perception and how to gird yourself, how to teach yourself, how to look out for all of the ways of perception, of perception manipulation. First of all, before I do go out, Brother Rich, I want to thank you for the chance of the platform and all the work that you're doing to bring knowledge to the people. You already you fixed yourself in the I would say in the realm of the legends. A lot of the brothers and sisters, you and Brother King Simon, Brother Hank, and all of the rest of the brothers that are actually out there doing the work, and sisters that are doing the work, y'all will be commended. And that's the thing. Remember what I was telling you, that the most dangerous person that is now being seen by the rest of the world are young black men and women. Think about that, family, and you think about why I'm going to say that, and you all come down to that webinar, because you're going to see, I'm going to show you proof of these people telling you or saying it out loud that you are the most dangerous, no matter who it is that they're fighting overseas right now.
You are the most dangerous. You are the ones that's the most troubling right now. Why? Because you're waking up. Look at what's happening in Africa today with your boy Traore. He's kicking out French. He's kicking out everybody. Africa is getting ready to unite. Okay? It's time for us to unite over here. They've been waiting for us. They're taking our formula and they're using it. But we over here doing what? Going over to all kind of war stories. I lament to the fact that you never heard of Little Anthony and the Imperials, Delphonics, the people who are singing sweet music, talking to their women, talking about how much they love their women. Right now, all you're talking about is bitches, and they got women over there showing me their camel toe on stage and showing me their asses on stage. Is that what you did? Is that the legacy that you all are leaving? You sisters are leaving? You people are looking for after Aretha Franklin, after Whitney Houston? After Pearl Bailey, after these singers, these women who were sophisticated, had voice, Ella Fitzgerald. Come on. Time to do better. And the young people are waking up. They're beginning to go back to the old music, because that's why they took it from us. That's why they put black angry young people out there to make you more angry than you were. We were getting too together. We were loving too much of each other.
That's why they took our music from us. They took the Earth, Wind, and Fires away from us. They took the Jacksons and the people singing about love. It's time to get back to that, family. It's time for you to start making your own music, the music that was the heart, music from the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm ranting. Y'all come over to this webinar. We got a lot to say.
We love it. I think what you're saying is extremely vital, extremely important. The things that are being said on the radio now, young brothers and the young sisters. I mean, it's just, whoa, I've never seen this level of this just degenerate behavior. Yeah. And it's painful to watch. It's definitely painful to watch. So I definitely appreciate you for talking how you talk. Let me ask you this, Doc. Do you think what's going on when we talk about our culture and music, they say that's one of the #1 exports from America is Black music. What's going on with P. Diddy right now? Is this, did he upset somebody, or is this just a sign that it's a distraction? Talk to me.
Distraction.
Talk to me, Doc.
First of all, who told you about P. Diddy back in New York, right there in what is it, Long Island University, when I called him Diddy? Yeah. And I told you that he was gay, and I told you when he had the little dog with him, and I told you all about that a long time. And the people who were around him knew all about this. P. Diddy is to actually distract you because they're appealing to a certain type of people who like gossip. I don't mind listening to what it is that they talk about P. Diddy. Well, who gives a royal rat's ass about him? Are you going to get paid by these people that is outing P. Diddy? Are you going to get paid because you I mean, there's people going in there and they say, oh man, look at this. Oh, I knew it. They're keeping your attention